Well, very, very difficult game as we expected, and a lot of unusual events. A lot of different things that happened out there with the rotation, um, et cetera. And the first half was okay. We got a good start, and then at halftime we were getting clobbered on the boards. In the second half, we made a much better effort on the boards. Myles had 10 rebounds in the second half, and he did not get a single rebound in the first half. So it was something that he took the challenge in the second half, and he was tremendous. And our bench defensively was unreal out there. Nembhard and Bruce playing with Drew is, it's as good as we got with for defense in the backcourt. And I thought Mathurin was terrific. It looked like a replay of the Milwaukee game. So we had a situation tonight where Jalen and Isaiah played together because of their size. Went to it a little earlier in the second half because of fouls, and they were very effective in the first half, and they came up big. So, we needed everybody. Everybody did what was necessary. Somehow or other, we got a good deficit at the end of the game, and all that stuff matters. It just makes it a little wanky, when you're trying to score more points to get a greater deficit. In a regular season game when, it's just not the usual protocol. So it's a little weird. Some things about it you don't love, obviously, but that's what we needed to try to do. And so, the result was good.
Rick, that group late that you just talked about defending so well with those three guys on the perimeter, did you change something? Did they just lock in? What do you feel like led to their success on that end of the floor?
Well, coming into the game, we had a staff meeting this afternoon, talked about possible rotation. And there were some scenarios. One was Jalen playing 4. There was even, him playing 4 was a possibility. We knew that he and Isaiah were pretty good together. They were last year. But this year is so much different than last year. There's just a different feel to it in almost every way. But we knew they were going to be physical. We knew they were going to be highly motivated, which they were. We knew that Cunningham was a great young player that we were going to have to deal with, and he had 22 at halftime. And at halftime, I said to Bruce about a minute and a half before the half started, I said, "This is why we brought you to Indiana. You've got to do a job on Cunningham. You just got to make it difficult." And he and Nembhard made it really difficult. The guy had 9 points in the second half, and that was a big key to the game as well. So I really respect Detroit and how hard they play. They're young. They're missing some of their key guys. They made this as difficult a game as you can possibly have. They really did. And 1 point going into the fourth, is tough.
You said a team meeting led to it, but you hadn't played Isaiah and Jalen together this season before tonight. Was it Detroit's size, or what was the reason for that? And how do you feel like they did together because you kept with it for so much tonight?
Well, Detroit's size and Nesmith being unavailable. We looked at some different scenarios in the Toronto game, and we just felt we needed that this was another very long, physical, athletic team. And so, we gave it a pretty aggressive look early. Those guys responded well. Jalen and Isaiah have a good feel for playing together, and so it was a key element to the game.
You to go 4-0 in the group play stage of this tournament.
It's significant. It really is. It guarantees us one of the top 2 spots. We don't know whether we're going to be 1 or 2, but we do know that we'll be hosting the first knockout game here at Gamebridge, and that's enormous for our team, for the organization, for ownership, for our fans. And so that's going to be another opportunity for us. So that's a little ways down the line now, but I'm real proud of the guys and the effort that they put into this. These games are hard games. Winning at Philadelphia is really difficult to do. Winning in Atlanta in a game that goes over 300 points scored and you're looking down the barrel of Trae Young and DeJounte Murray. I mean, that's big time stuff. And so we're in a good position. But as always, it's no time to exhale.
You mentioned Bruce. Obviously, Andrew comes off of missing 3 games with lower back, and lower back pain is not fun at all. He goes for 13 points, 4 assists, and obviously 3 offensive rebounds, and obviously the really good defense in the fourth. Just what impressed you about him just all around in terms of what he brought after missing some time?
It just brings another physical perimeter defender and playmaker. And, Drew was key in this game. Mathurin had another great game. And, it's been an up and down start for him. But as I've continued to communicate with him, this year is not last year. Last year is in the past. Last year was totally different. I mean, this year has much greater meaning. And so it's not going to be the same. It's not going to feel the same. It's harder. It's harder. Teams are coming at us. We're the highest scoring team on the planet. I mean, teams are loading up trying to figure out ways to slow us down. And, it's not like last year, which was really a developmental year where we're just throwing guys out there to get to, let them get experience, So, but tonight he went in the game with force and a level of determination that was really key to this victory.
To keep going on him, I mean, he goes 12 minutes in that fourth. He only scored 2 points, but it seems like it goes back to what you said to him before about being able to affect the game without scoring. Again, just what does that whole period say about his maturity and how he's figuring that part out?
If you look at the end of the Milwaukee game and you look at this game, particularly in the second half, and look at Ben Mathurin, you're looking at a guy that can be a really good two-way player in this league, who can be a force on offense, which he is, and also a force on defense. And so, I was just real happy for him. This is who he is. He's a ferocious competitor that loves the moment, and so being a big part of this is really cool.
And the other guy you mentioned him before, I want to go back to him, was Myles again. With I think he had 10 and 7 in the fourth alone. Just what stood out to you about how he shook off the foul trouble in the first period and the first half and was dominant?
Yeah, I mean, Myles is an experienced guy, and he was probably thinking a little bit about the second Philadelphia game where the same exact thing happened. And you gotta stay ready. You got to keep your mind into it. And when you go back on the floor, you do what you do. And if there's certain things that are needed, like rebounds, you find a way to get it done. And that's exactly what he did. I mean, his offensive rebound dunk was huge, got the crowd into it, and then he had a couple of tip-ins. He was a major force in the fourth quarter, and when Obi came back in, he was terrific too. Hit a big shot, rebounded, ran. So a lot of good things were happening, but Detroit, they made it hard.
Rick, Buddy surpassed 9,000 career points tonight with the way he scored and shot the ball over the past 3 games. Just what does that suggest about the type of scorer he is in this league?
He's only got 9,000 points. I would have thought he had more, but that's a joke. No, it's a milestone. And look, before he's done, he'll be one of the most prolific 3-point shooters in the history of the game. That's going to happen. There's no over under on that one. That's going to happen. And so I didn't realize he was close to that milestone, but congratulate him on that. And You know, he didn't play the kind of game that he played in the last couple in terms of, you know, shot making and all that kind of stuff. But he was locked in, and when he wasn't in the game, he was great on the bench, and he's been one of the leaders of this team.
2 down the stretch.
Yeah, we just started being more physical, picking up Cade early. Me and Drew, we switched off on him a little bit. But really, our just physicality, knowing where we're supposed to be, our communication, and just getting out and running.
What did it mean for you guys to have Drew back on that end, especially against a team
Great,
like that?
great. I mean, I was happy he was back hitting his middies, getting out in transition, and just seeing the ball go in. It's great to see him out there.
Myles, you've watched the young bigs on this team develop over the years. They played together in this game for the first time all season. What did you think of those groups and how those two guys did playing off of each other?
Honestly, I was impressed. I think that they both know their role, and they both play their role very well. Zay is just so mobile and sticks. Like, obviously can play inside out, but defensively, that's where, I've seen the growth on both of their parts. We all know, Zay and Sticks can block shots, but now they're moving their feet. They're out guarding guards, and being two-way players is so important in this league, and what's going to, really help them grow and really going to help them, make the marks.
You really found a footing in the second half. Did you change anything? Was it something in the coverage you saw? What do you feel like led to that stretch for you?
I was just mad, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I was pissed. Like, just sitting out the whole game, and then just seeing stuff seeing positions where I can help, and once I got out there, just told myself to go and just unleash. And it's kind of the same thing was in Philly. Just put your head down and just work.
Myles, being with this team so long, what does this 4-0 group play mean to you? And to host the first quarterfinal game, what does that all mean?
It's still like settling in. I guess I think it just shows how we really step up in the moment, and it's obviously not the playoffs, but they're playoff feels and playoff-like games, and us getting this experience early, being such a young group, is so important. Bruce can obviously speak to that as well. Just being battle tested early, so you're ready for that type of physicality and that type of style of play towards the end of the year. So it's big time. We took care of home. We took care of this first stretch of the season tournament, but all eyes forward now.
Hope you guys were not started, but I think they started up 11-3 on the boards. It finishes up 43-40, but you guys had 15 offensive rebounds to their 14. You guys won on second chance points, 21-18. Just how important was turning things around on the glass to end up, positive on that end?
We knew that's how we were going to win the game. They had a lot of second chance points, let their imprint, and then rebound is really just a pride thing. Just seeing myself have 0 rebounds in the first half, I took it personal, and I wanted to make sure I was there for my team. So that's what they need from me.
He
so
pushed me out the way on one.
We're just taking it personal and just securing the boards and starting to break. That's when we're playing at our best, where we can just get a stop and get out and run.
17 points in the fourth. And Bruce, how much? It seemed like you and Andrew worked pretty well together, being able to defend, and Ben as well was really defending really well. I mean, just what did you like about what you saw perimeter defensive-wise in that fourth?
Yeah, it was great. Just our talk on the bench. We knew we were going to throw different bodies at him. We just had to be physical. Get up, get over the screens. We know he likes to settle for mid-ranges, which we want, but we just need to contest him and be there for him.
Yeah, Bruce, even going back to the first half, it was kind of you and the reserves that kind of changed the game a little bit. I saw even one time out, Jim brought the computer and showed you some clips or anything. What do you think clicked about that group?
We were just out. We just played hard on both ends of the floor. Got stops and then got out transition. Obviously, when we're out in transition, we're the best team in the league. So when we could do that, no one's beating us.
Me and Isaiah was playing together throughout the whole pretty much all season. When we was doing our all season pickup, but I mean, at the end of the day, I can play both positions. Any position you put me in, I'm gonna try my best to succeed at it and do whatever I can do to help the team win. And I know, obviously, we all know what Isaiah can do and how much effort he brings into the team. It was just a matter of time that it happened.
Your bench defended very well today in a lot of moments. Why do you think that you guys were able to lock in so much in this one?
I think just because of how much I don't want to say how it's based off how much this game meant, but I think it was more of a mentality that we locked in, obviously winning this game or either winning or losing this game determined if we had home court advantage or not. And obviously, also you wanted to go 4-0 in this tournament, it's the first time ever in history. So, we just wanted to go out there and just do as best as we can and try our best to, execute.
I think they were when went to 2 bigs. I think they were up 11-3 on the boards at this point. At that point, and you guys ended up. It was 43-40. I think you end up with more offensive rebounds than they had. You had more second chance points than they had. I think it was 21-18. I guess just what's it say for this group that that's been an issue in a couple games recently. But for you guys to fall behind like that and then lock in on the glass like that and change the game, just what's it mean to you guys to be able to pull that off. How important do you think that was tonight?
I think it was truly important. I mean, obviously, we haven't been rebounding the way we wanted to this year. I mean, it's just something that we got to fix. But from a physicality aspect, it was just leaving our imprint there, and just making sure that we're going out there and trying to grab everything that comes off the board and just give our team second and third opportunities.
How impressive was Myles in the fourth, especially when he had to set out a lot with the fouls? For him to just dominate that way was what impressed.
I mean, we all know what Myles can do. I mean, ain't nothing special. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what we expect of him, and we know he can do it at any point in time. It's just anytime Myles locked in, he's truly a dominant force, and it's tough to stop him.
You mentioned the importance of getting home court. How excited are you for having that quarterfinal game here in front of this crowd?
We're truly excited. I mean, like I said, it's the first time in history this tournament has been in the NBA, and I think our fans are truly behind it, and I think as though that it's going to give us a lot of momentum going into it, and obviously, hopefully, win it all.
Do you have to think or prepare any differently when you're in the floor with Isaiah, or is it just the same to you since you're going against a big anyway?
I mean, it's pretty much the same. I mean, offensively, it's just about finding spacing, but defensively, it's just about being ready for reds and switches. I mean, obviously, with me and Isaiah, we can switch everything together, and then obviously I had to play 1 through 4 as well. So, I mean, it's just, like I said, just a mentality-wise and just locking in and making sure that you're executing and doing your job.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, appreciate it.
That was big time. It was big time. They won the game. Me and Drew talked about it in the middle of the third. Like, put him in. I hope I was finish the third better. Put him in position to finish it, and didn't do a good job of that. And he still went in and finished the game. He made a lot of big time plays for us defensively. But that whole group, Bruce, Ben, Andrew, those guys, Myles, they all dug in, got enough stops, and got us to win today.
How was your wrist feeling during the game? Did it bug you in any motions or anything?
Yeah, it's bothering me, but I mean, I'm still playing, so I'm good.
What did it mean to you? You've talked about wanting to win so much this year. What did it mean to you to go 4-0 in the group stage and all that?
It's important. It's important to get home court. We're excited about that, so we don't have to travel. Don't know who it's going to be against, but excited to have kind of that first postseason feel. Hopefully we get more of that moving forward. But I'm really excited about it, and can't wait to be part of the quarterfinals.
When you get to sit up until the 3-minute mark, obviously, I think you came in, we were up 9, and I think you were up 20 by the time it was over. I mean, just when you have that much energy, just how did everything sort of come together for you offensively in the last 3 minutes to put that thing away entirely?
Yeah, I knew that I didn't really have time to take my time through the quarter.
Right.
I got literally shot at 3 within 10 seconds of getting in the game. So just understand that I was going to be put in a position to close the game out, and teammates gave me the ball, and making shots down the stretch.
Obviously, Drew comes out after missing 3 games with a bad back. For him to play like that, to defend like that, just how impressive was he? And then for he and Bruce working together like that, how much of a force can those guys be together as a defensive unit?
Yeah, I mean, Drew and Bruce are 2, and AA are, 3 of our best on-ball defenders. And, missing Drew and AA when we've already been struggling defensively doesn't help at all. So be able to get one of them back helps a lot, getting Drew back. Him and Bruce were big for us. We can't wait to get AA back to help us at the point of attack. But we still, had a rough first half. They out-rebounded us. I don't know what the final number was, but that's what they do. They play 2 bigs, and they play a different style of basketball where they crash, seems like everybody, on every shot, So we just had to, figure out how to get enough stops to win the game.
As I essentially mentioned that you guys were 16, you won that 16-6 in the fourth quarter. I think it was 43-40 overall, but you were down a bunch, and then obviously you came back and made it close. Just what's it say for these guys when they were down that much on the glass to be able to put together a quarter like that?
Yeah, big time, big time. We knew if we were going to win the game, we were going to have to rebound. We were able to do that in the fourth. Like I said, they play a weird, different style of game where it's like everybody's crashing every shot. So, I think kudos to the guys that were in the game to just figure it out, win the game.
You know Cade a little bit. Rick was saying that he told Bruce at halftime that, so I brought you to Indy to guard guys like this. What did you think of how Bruce did in that matchup and slowing him in the second half?
I thought Bruce was really good. We changed a little bit and denied kind of full court, which we also have done, a little bit against other guys like Trey a couple games ago. It's exactly why Bruce is brought here to, defend and be high level at that. And thought he did a really good job. Cade's obviously tough challenge for anybody, especially how big he is and his patience in the paint. A lot of shot fakes, and he's got good pace to him. But I thought Bruce did a really good job and helped us win the game today.
I think it just came out with energy. I think that was the main thing we were sort of lacking. I mean, we came out with energy, but it started to draw down. I think all the Thanksgiving meals and stuff. But I felt like I just came in and sort of brought the energy that we needed. And I mean, sort of changed the game. I mean, gave everybody confidence and stuff. So
That front court with you and Jalen, it seemed like maybe the Pacers have found something there. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, me and him already, because it's a crazy story. During the summer, we played pickup and stuff. Me and him was on the same team. We was beating everybody. So, I mean, once we knew, like, Coach told me, we was all right, I'm probably going to play together. Be like, all right, we gave each other that look like, all right, we might go out there and just kill, do our thing. So, I think that's what we did tonight, man. I mean, we had each other back. I mean, whenever I take a shot, he's down there for a rebound or vice versa. So, I think we could play together real well. So.
For somebody whose role has changed throughout the early portion of the season, how much confidence do you get in Rick giving you a chance, then giving you extended minutes when you're succeeding in it?
I think it's everything. I think I'm ready for to sort of take on that role. Just being there, doing whatever I can to help the team. I mean, the beginning of the season I sort of fell off a little bit, but I feel like. I mean, he really has confidence in me now, just to go in there and do my thing, just play hard. He knows the energy that I bring and stuff. So, I mean, I think he's using it real well. So,
any extra motivation with it being the hometown Pistons? I know it is a game in Indianapolis, but that is your hometown team.
Yeah, I know all my fans, family, and friends and stuff is watching at home. So, I mean, it's always fun to play against the Pistons and show out and stuff. So.
Final thought here, final group play game of the in-season tournament. You guys go 4-0. You're going to have home court in the first round of the knockout rounds. I think a lot of fans are still trying to figure out how much weight to place on this, and it seems like the locker room, everybody has really bought into this concept.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think it's big for all of us. Just the Pacers, the fan base, the Pacers organization, everything. I think it's big. I think we wanted it. We just wanted to win, and I mean, it's the first time ever being 4-0 in the NCAA tournament. So it's big, really big for us. We get home court advantage and winning tonight. So I mean, we get to play against the Pacers fans, and so it should be fun, man. I can't wait for it.
I was super excited to get back out there, just enjoyed hooping today and just trying to bring as much energy I could to the game.
You guys are trailing by early fourth quarter. Rick puts that group in that includes you and Bruce, and you guys really tighten up defensively. What did you find on that end of the floor?
I think we just came together. We just had to work a little bit harder and bring the pressure up. And we always talk about pushing up. So I think we're just doing a good job of staying together and bringing a little more effort on that side of the floor.
A game like this, a fourth quarter like this, is that maybe the blueprint of what you're trying to find here defensively as a group, big picture?
Yeah, I think we have depth and we have a lot of guys that can get in the game. So we need to use that depth to our advantage and bring in new energy every day, every like. So often in the game and make that a strength of ours.
As a player that comes in with the second unit this year, how impactful is it when Rick rides that group like he did and let you guys play late into the game like he did?
It's nice. I think we had it going a little bit on that side of the floor, so it kind of made sense in the moment. And I'm just trying to get on the court and play as hard as I can in those minutes I get.
I know you guys have bigger goals than this, but you clinch home court advantage in the first round of the in-season tournament. I know another notch in what's been a great in-season tournament run so far.
No, super excited. We knew that we had a chance to do that before the game, and that was big motivation. And I think we've done a great job of making this tournament something that we care a lot about.
Welcome back. Did you miss these interviews?
Yeah, I missed you.
Good answer.